We're outside in Lutz, and I'm going to have Bob kind of walk you through. We've had a mitigation company out here, and I've got a report, but in essence, the report says that the water is kind of saturated, the flooring and the ceiling and the insulation and all that. So I want Bob to kind of explain what he's had to deal with when it when it was raining and that. So take it away, Bob.
Okay. This is our showroom that has been affected heavily by rain leakage. If you notice, all the ceiling tiles, these have already been replaced already once. So this is all new damage. We haven't even had these replaced yet. You'll have sagging water in the ceiling tiles, so the whole drop ceiling has been leaked and coming through. Our samples, our showroom samples, have been removed, cleaned, damaged by leak coming through. We've had buckets that we have put strategically in areas, at least 4 or 5 areas within the showroom. Big waste containers to catch water dripping down. We have some areas that the ceiling tiles got so much sagging and wetness that they've basically been removed to prevent anything falling down and harming ourselves or customers.
You can see the floor actually, kind of see it. It's kind of a little wavy.
We've had large areas.
It has settled down some. It was a lot worse a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, well, yeah.
We had areas, this whole section, I would say about 10 to 15 feet of just water on the floor. A lot of the affected wood flooring has since peeled because of it. This wall here has got water through the walls. This whole rack is coming off as a result. This, you can even see areas that with water coming down
you can see it just around
the walls. This whole section,
this
section here has been damaged very heavily, and the key is the damage through the walls has come underneath to the subfloor that we have underneath our wood floor, which is a plywood subfloor.
That's why it's kind of
and so
smushy.
there's the subfloor is now saturated, and we have an overpowering smell of just stale mildew from the walls, from the subfloor,
So these ceiling tiles were replaced after the original?
These were already replaced once, so this is not
after the initial damage, right?
Correct.
Wow.
You can notice this is a big concern. The mildew and the mold that's in our lenses of the lights. You can see each of there's water that's been in the light panels, and the mold in those as well.
Okay, I think we've seen enough of the showroom. Go on, let's look in the warehouse. I'm going to walk into the warehouse and kind of explain what we got. Go ahead.
Okay. From the initial damage, this is the south end of our building here. This whole wall was saturated. We had wetness coming in through the wall and ceiling. This whole bottom you could splash around in water from the leakage. You can even see the wrinkled cardboard of this whole area, this whole material was damaged.
Is this your damaged material here?
We didn't segregate it, it just happened that all that got damaged.
Okay.
This is the south side of our building. The biggest affected area of the latest, while they were in the process of putting a new roof on, you can see all the water up on the sides of the walls.
Yeah.
All the screw holes from, I guess, putting a new membrane on the roof. A lot of water came down, and 75% of the material on this wall has been damaged by wetness.
So is this your damaged product now?
Again, we don't have the efficiency to be able to just segregate it, but most of this is damaged.
Okay. So you're not selling this wood?
No, the damage we are not attempting to sell. There are some good pallets mixed in here, but again, we don't have the space in the warehouse to be able to just have a damaged section.
Let me interrupt while I'm just out here, just to point, that, if we do the remodel, one of the questions is, do we want to take a look at replacing the lights? One of the things I'd like to do is take a look at what the cost of the electric on this building is versus maybe one of the cost of the newer buildings where we put the high efficiency lights with an equal square footage. Kind of get a sense of what the savings might be. Okay, sorry.
Some further damage. There's material here now, but we had to clear it. There's a big area that was affected. And I'm sorry I'm jumping around. From the initial damage, in addition to that wall, we also had the front wall. This whole section where we keep our samples, we have plywood on the walls.
You see all the boxes all right above the chair?
That.
Where?
Right there, the
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's all damaged stuff that you wouldn't sell?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can actually, this is probably, I don't know whether it'll come on the video.
Yeah, you can see all the water, the moisture.
This section was contaminated with water. This was all.
See, I don't see how they can say that this was just from, the ductwork and, I mean, it's
not.
all right.
The north side of our building was not hit as hard. However, it was still, to a degree, leaking in areas.
Which is before the air conditioning unit, by the way.
Right.
There's an incline, so the air conditioning
It
unit
slopes
right
from
here.
the north to the
Yeah,
south.
right on.
So we did have some areas throughout here and over here where there's now product where we had leaks. And then minor leaking on the far north side of the building near the bay door.
And mind you, we didn't have any leaks prior. The storm happened, and it's when the roof actually gave up. So it wasn't that we're having leaks throughout rainstorms here through our air conditioning unit.
Okay, that's enough that I think on the water damage. I'm going to do another video on a walkthrough with some measurements for potential rebuild.